Just not.
Yeah.
Yes. Once in that where she said, because they're our base function, you know.
That means he gets staged.
Over others entities.
Because really, that's what
I know.
Again,
All right, we're live.
We're ready. All good? Ready? Call the regular village board meeting for March 4th to order at 6:01. Please rise and welcome Scouts of 90 Post Colors.
Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard across the colors. Color guard, please post the colors. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard reform. Color guard about face. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard dismiss.
Outstanding.
Good
job.
Great job. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Trustee Howe.
Here.
Trustee Shaw.
Here.
Trustee Kuhn.
Here.
Trustee Strauss. Here. Trustee Stein.
Here.
And Trustee Gary.
Here. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. First item is recognition, years of service. Jennifer Finzi. Okay, this, Jonathan. 10 years of service. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get a picture.
Nice. You want to get in a picture too?
Come on,
He never says no to a picture.
No, nice try. He was just teasing me about
Oh,
that.
sorry. Nice. Thanks.
Jonathan, I want to thank you for your 10 years of service and the K-9 unit. That's great. And for some of you that may not know, he was my first hire when I was on the police commission. He was this big when he started.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
I appreciate the support of all the board and the administration. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be here for 10 years. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
All right, next item, public comment. Mike, do you want to speak or?
Just for a little bit.
Okay.
Can basically.
We got 3 minutes, so sometimes you tend to.
It's disappointing as a community that people are criticizing the steps that this board rightfully did spend money to improve and expand Wauconda. I mean, you have to start someplace. And we've sat here for how many years doing nothing. This goes back to the early 80s. We had the same issue. I was here from 1972, and in the early 80s, Steve Ballmer got me involved. And we realized, you know, we needed many things. And how do you start it? You get input from everybody. The Chamber of Commerce, you know, the village, the residents. And after about a year or so, I never had developed anything, but one of the things we needed was more residents. So I looked around, I got a few friends together. We started buying property, and we developed properties. I got a list here. I've done 16, 12 or 14 or, you know, in Wauconda. People came in, more businesses came in. Well, we had problems now too, and you guys are doing the right thing. You're starting someplace. Nothing's perfect, but you have to start. And I give, you know, the administration credit for that. And if there's any way I can help, you got my phone number, okay? So keep doing what you're doing, and I know hopefully more people will step up and be a part of the visions. And, you know, with everybody's input, it will happen. So don't get discouraged. Keep on the path, okay?
Thank you. Terrific. Thank you, Mike, and thanks for all your support to the village.
Yeah.
And to consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please read consent agenda.
Yeah, thank you. Item A, approval of the minutes of February 18th, 2025 regular village board meeting. Item B, approval of the bills for payment from February 8th, 2025 to February 21st, 2025 in the amount of $755,627.33. Item C, consideration and approval of a resolution, which would be resolution number 2025-R-23, declaring certificate of authority by vote to participate in the state CMC self-bid process. Item D, consideration and approval of a resolution, which would be resolution number 2025-R-24, approving an easement agreement with the Wauconda Park District for the Bangs Lake Outfall Improvement Project. Item E, consideration and approval of a resolution, which would be resolution number 2025-R-25, approving an easement agreement for the installation and maintenance of drainage and utilities at 333 Osage Street. And item F, consideration and approval of the 2025 HMG rate schedule.
Any items to be moved or removed from the consent agenda? And one other, just a minor correction, the approval of the minutes are the minutes that are in front of you. So that's what the approval is for. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve consideration of the consent agenda by unanimous vote?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Kuhn?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. Any questions regarding the items on the consent agenda? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve items A through F on the consent agenda by unanimous vote?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Kuhn?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. On to new business. Item A. Consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the purchase of 3 2026 International 5-ton dump truck snowplows through the state of Illinois and Source 12 joint bidding contracts. Director Mann.
Thank you, Mayor. One of the largest tasks we complete at Public Works is snow removal operations. It includes almost all staff in every section of the department. These trucks are later converted throughout the year for other tasks such as hauling dirt, gravel, spoils from water breaks, mulch, trees, brush pickup, and pretty much anything else we can think of. Included in this fiscal year is the purchase of a new 5-ton truck outfitted for snow removal operations. Next fiscal year, we had forecasted 3 more. The turnaround time on these trucks the last few years has been pretty extensive. The last 2 trucks have taken 2 years and 3 years to receive, when the normal turnaround time used to be 1 year. We have yet to receive the truck we ordered in spring of '22. Should be here, I would think, within the next month or so. These long wait times have made things worse as the vendor hasn't been taking orders the last couple of years due to the backlog of all the orders. Currently, there's a new contract with the state for the chassis through Rush International, and a Sourcewell contract with Monroe, which would complete the outfitting of the trucks. With all that being said, staff recommends approving the purchase with Rush Truck International.
Is it within our budget?
Yes.
We looked at the budget. One of those is actually budgeted within 2025. We also have several projects in 2025 that will not be reprogrammed to 2026 and didn't get spent, totaling $700,000. So what we're suggesting is that we carry forward those funds from the 25 budget to cover this whole purchase.
Is there any cancellation penalties in case?
Not that I know of.
And they lock this price in, regardless of how long it takes?
There could be price increases as we've seen in the last few years.
How old are the trucks that, or the vehicles that it's replacing?
So we have 11 5-tons right now. Just going through our roster, we've got a 95, a 1999, 2005, actually two of those, an 06, 2007, 2008, a 2012, a 2018, a 2021, and 2023. So our life expectancy would be 12 years, 15 would be pushing it. So of those 11
We're
trucks,
pushing them,
Yeah.
7 or 8 of those are.
9 are probably.
huh? You might have to actually push them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Jake.
Any further questions? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item A under new business?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Kuhn?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. On to item B, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the approval of a contract with Advanced Tree Care for the 2025 brush pickup. Superintendent Marco.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, the village has contracted out for spring and fall brush pickup. Periodically, we have to go out and gather new pricing just to make sure we're staying in a competitive market. So this year, we went out to bid from January 31st to February 18th and received 3 public bids. The lowest bid on that was Advanced Tree Care at $26,200. That's for both the spring and fall collections together. And then we had a bid from Langton Group at $72,000, Trees R Us at $28,632. Advanced Tree Care is the apparent low bidder. They've done the service for us for the last 3 years. They've done satisfactory work as far as we've been able to observe. And staff recommends that the village accept the lowest qualified bid from Advanced Tree Care in Lincolnshire, Illinois, at the amount of $26,200.
Is there any consideration to do a 3-year bid?
There's options to extend it 2 times after this first year.
Is the bid by Langton Group at $72,000? Maybe the 2 and the 7
So
got
in the previous,
transposed.
in the previous time we bid this out, the only bidders were Advanced Tree Care and Langton Group. And I'm struggling to recall what the price in the Langton Group was. It was still much higher. It seems like they have maybe higher rates for what they apply, but it's competitive with the Trees R Us. So I think that's a better view on the market for this kind of work.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item B under new business?
You have that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Kuhn?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. On to item C, consideration and approval of an ordinance setting a date for and approving a public notice of a public hearing regarding the Village of Wauconda redevelopment plan and a project for a proposed downtown tax increment financing district. Administrator Nancy.
Thank you, Mayor. The next step in the consideration for creating a TIF for Main Street is to set a date for a public hearing and publish the public hearing notice. So that's what this ordinance does. We're scheduling the public hearing for April 22nd at 6 p.m.
How long is it going for? Is it an hour or there's no time?
Who comes? How many people come?
Do talk.
I'll be here for for the contributions.
Any further questions? Hearing none, again, a motion and a second to approve item C with an April 22nd, 6 p.m. date.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Kuhn?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. There is no old business. Let's go on to the mayor's report. Our condolences go out to the Joyce Kelly family. Joyce passed last week. She's the mother of Sherry and Candy. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Kelly family. I'd like to recognize the following staff members on their March work anniversary. Jonathan Binsey, 10 years, does a great job with the K-9 unit. Stephanie Rupp at 2 years, and Josh Marshall at 1 year. And I'd like to welcome our newest member to the Wauconda Police Department, James Lee Keeble. James is a lateral from Crystal Lake PD, and he resides in Wauconda. So we'd like to grab him. And from what I've heard, he does a great job. We just talked about we'll have a public hearing on March 11th.
Public meeting, yeah.
Public meeting on March 11th regarding the TIF at 7 p.m. here at the Village Hall. And a friendly reminder that the county sent out an email regarding economic interest statements. You can do them online. Could you please provide a copy to Sherry so she can keep record of it? That's all I have on the trustee comments and committee reports.
We've been working on a new TIF for, it seems like almost a year now, so it's good to see this moving to the next step. I hope that all the folks that are flooding social media with questions and comments show up to the March 11th information meeting. Is there a way that we can video stream that?
We're gonna record it and
Okay, good.
post it.
Because a couple of people have said they can't make it, they're curious. Thank you. I saw today that registration for the Bunny Hop is now open. It's a sure sign of spring. And finally, on a spring note, happy Mardi Gras and laissez le bon temps brûler, everybody.
Thank you.
That's what?
Trustee Shaw.
There's Snake Night coming up the Moose this Saturday. If you'd like to go call and make a reservation. Had a good time at the expo. The Saturday before, that went pretty well. Other than that,
Thank you. Trustee Q.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no comments this evening.
Thank you. Trustee Strauss.
Yeah, just wanted to add, it was really great seeing everybody expo at the Remax and at the Village booth. Nice seeing a lot of people out, and other than that, I have nothing else to say.
Thank you. Trustee Stein.
No comment.
Trustee Gary.
no comment.
Thank you. Then, any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, and I get a motion and a second to go into executive session for Illinois Compiled Statutes 120-2-C-1 and 120-2-C-5, and then adjourn directly from an executive session.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Kuhn?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries at 6:17. Thank you all.
I can't I don't know what you said.
Let the good times roll.
Okay, I'm like, what?
One of the city council members for Alderman's time.
Stay here?
For 16 minutes.
We can stay here, right?
That's more a question for Brian.